Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you to my subscribers and welcome to the new ones. I'm so happy you are part of this family and I can't thank you enough. For the new visitors, I would appreciate if you do like what you see to please subscribe, like, share, comment and tag me. It's very important for us to grow our channels. Thank you so much everybody. So today we are going to create these leaves for patterns for some of you beginners that don't know how we create them. I'm going to show you. You can add to your flowers to any pattern that you desire. So let's get started. Okay, let's say we're doing this one here. Any yarn. I use always number 4 thickness. This is 100% cotton Portuguese yarn. Ladybug. And this would be the color number. So we are going to give 16 without counting the first one. The first one is to lock in. 16 chain stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so I'm going to get you closer. So we skip this first one, we go into the next one. And we do a small stitch. Then we turn once, we go into the next loop, grabbing only the top loop. And we do half a stitch. And then we do, again, going into the next loop. And we do a regular stitch. And then another regular stitch. So that's 2. Another 1, 3, regular stitch. 1 more, 4, regular stitch. Now we're going to turn twice. And we're going to take out 1, 2, and 3. Again, turn twice. Grab the loop. 1, 2, and 3. And 1 more. 1, 2, and 3. If you want it to go bigger, then you make your chain stitches bigger and you have to add more regular stitches. So now we go back to the regular. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we go back and do a half stitch and 1 small stitch. So we try to hide our yarn already. Now in the same place we did the small stitch, we are going to do another small stitch. Turn once, we're going to do the half stitch. So we're doing the same thing what we did on this side over to the other. Now we're going to do the regular stitch and you're just going to go right on top of the ones underneath. So no, it has to be on the loops here. Another regular, and you see where your regulars are. You can't, it's impossible to miss because you can see right, if you stretch them, you can see right underneath your regulars and then your big double stitches. Turn twice, turn twice again, and then turn twice again, and then we are getting into our regular, so only once. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to do our, we have one more, okay, so 4. And our half stitch, and then our final small stitch. We're going to go right at the edge over here and complete the small stitch. So now you have your big leaf. Now, when you go the size you want, you think you need to do your leaves, you know, to add into your pattern. So this is about it for this one. You cut your yarn, just pull through, and then you would, once you're gonna apply it, then you'd cut a bit of your cord. Now we're gonna get into this one here. Let's get into this one. Very simple. Make your magic ring. Bring your yarn, your thread, go inside and go up 1 stitch. Now we're going to do 5 regular stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to turn twice and we're going to do a long stitch. So take out 1, take out 2, and take out 3 one more time. And this you can do the size you want also. You can go bigger or you can go smaller. That means you would give less stitches or more stitches. So we have 2 big ones. You want to make a little pompon, 1, 2, 3, at the edge of the leaf. And you go through, my stitches are always so tight that I always have a hard time getting myself through it. Okay, close it up again, double stitch, a double turn, get some yarn here, and take out twice and take out 3 times, turn twice again, take out 2, take out 2. Okay, and now we're going to do only once and 5 regular stitches. I'm just going to tie up a bit here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 regular. Now you tie up your magic. You turn once, you go in, and you do that half stitch. You grab it here at the edge, not right up top, just the one before the up top, and you lock it in. If you want your center to be more closed in, then you would pull on here, and it closes in more. And then you do your 1, 2, 3, however long you want it to be. Okay. And there you have it. Now, cut your yarn, pull through, and then you're ready to stitch it on or glue it on. I like to hide right away the thread or yarn leftovers. I don't have to come back and deal with it. So I always like to get rid of it right away. So you go in through these little loops. It's secure. You're making sure that none of your patterns, flowers, any of your leaves, anything is going to come apart because it's already tucked in the other stitches. Just pull it a little bit and there it is. It makes it a perfect finishing. Okay, so now we're going to do the turnover one. So when you want to add flowers and you want to turn them, Gives it a nice, so you do as much long as you want. So if you wanted the same size, well, then you need to count your stitches. So we're going to make just chain stitch, doesn't matter how big. You want to at least to have a curve, so give it at least 20, 25 chain stitch just to have it turn a bit so it can look really nice. Okay, I'm going to make here a little bit bigger. Not even counting, I'm just going by eye. So what you do is you skip your first one, you go into the next one, and you do that small stitch. On the same place, you make another one. So it's 2 on the small, on the same place. Okay, so you go into the next loop, and you close it up. And then you go again. It's going to start turning by itself. Again. So you do loop after loop, and you do it, you know, a little bit. You see how much you want it to curve. If you want it to curve a lot, well, then you keep adding this until the curving is good enough for you. And if you just want a little bit and not much, then don't add too much of the 2 stitches inside. Then you go into the regular small stitch. Okay, I'm doing it. I always do it in my spare time to advance some of my work, so I get them pretty much prepared. So as you can see, it's already starting to turn. So when you're gonna like glue it, you know, like that, when you're gonna glue it, it's already turning pretty good. So I'm gonna do a little bit more because I want it to curve a little bit more. I think it gives it a nice little charm on the patterns. So I mean, if it's a small pattern, you don't want it to be too curvy. But if it's a big pattern like I usually do, so I'll just move this here. So as you can see, it pretty much, and then, you know, when you glue it and you give it a few stitches, everything pretty much stays in shape. You know, it stays where it's supposed to. Okay, so I think that's good enough. Now with this one, I'm not going to curve anymore. So basically, I am just gonna loop, you know, on each loop, just small stitch. You don't do 2, you just do 1. So it doesn't curve anymore. It's just gonna give you a nice straight line. But if you want it longer, if you're doing like borders and things like that, then it's longer. Then you add more chain stitches, you know. So very simple. If you wanted to make it like branch color, then you would use brown or multicolored brown and light brown. So, you know, there's so many ways of creating so many beautiful things. I like colors. I like, I would say I like more sophisticated patterns. I don't like patterns that are too simple for me. Maybe because I've been doing this for so many years that I put myself to the challenge a lot. So basically, this is what, if you want it on the thick side, of course, you know, if you're doing something bigger. And then you would just cut it out, pull your yarn through. Now, if you had left a little bit thread here at the beginning long enough, then you would just, you know, tie it up a bit. And if you make that knot, then you're secure that nothing is going to come apart, and you're good to go. And if it's too small, you don't worry about it because you're going to put it behind stuff, flowers or leaves or whatever. And you're going to glue it in so it's not going to go anywhere. So I would cut a bit of the yarn. And it has a tendency already to turn itself. So then, you know, you would do whatever you'd like with it. You know, you put different positions on it. Okay, so if you wanted to make it a smaller version of, or bigger, then, oops, then you would do, again, your magic. Again, stitch, and then go up one, and then do 5 regular stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regular. Now on this one we did two big chain stitch. On this one we're going to do 3 or 4, so you can see the difference. So you would turn, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, you're going to make it a little pom-pom, and again turn, 1, 2, 3, turn again, 1, 2, 3, and turn again. So whatever you do on one side, you have to do on the other, so you can balance it out. And now we're going to do the 5 regular stitch. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now you pull on your magic ring. You don't have to over tighten it because you want to give it that little space just the same in the middle. Turn once. We're going to do a half stitch. We close it up. Now you're not going to go on the 3rd place here. You're going to go here on the 2nd one, because then it looks more like in the middle, like that. And then you would just do your stitch 1, 2. If you want to make it a little bit thicker and give it like personality like I have here, then you would only grab the back side loop and you only do these small stitches, and that gives that little nerve, little vein on the leaf, and it looks really, really cute and different. So you do that here. Because there's the pom-pom, I give it 1 stitch, I go behind the pom-pom like that, and then continue on the back loop only, like that. Pull some thread here, and don't tighten it too much or else you're going to crumple up your little leaf. Okay, and you go right into the center here, and you pull it on like that, and look how nice it gives it that nice. And then 1, 2, 3, and so on. So if you're counting, if you're doing some the same sizes. Now if you want to make your stem a little bit thicker like I have here, well then, okay, do one more here. You skip the first one, you go into the next one, and you just pull through it. Okay, it's going to give it like a thicker look. And then just regular chain stitch. You go through each loop and pull through, each loop and pull through. So very simple, not complicated. And it's also good because if you wanted to turn a bit the stem on the edges and the bottom, then it's got a nice thickness to it that you go all the way here and you cut your yarn and you pull your thread. Okay, so just get your yarn coming through the back. You go through these little loops here. And you just pull through it. And I'm just gonna grab this one here too. Actually, you can pull through the other side so it isn't taking that up. It really didn't make a difference because this is the back part of the leaf. When you're going to put it on the pattern, you cannot see it anyway. But this is like the secure side of nothing coming apart. So it's always good to hide it. Nothing like having the job well done and you can't see it anyway. So, you know, it's like they say, the finishing is the most important part on anything you do. I mean, something can be very beautiful, but if the end result is not perfectly, then it's not worth nothing. So it's just perfect because it's going to go into the bottom part and it gives it a nice, just cut a bit of this yarn here. Now, just to give you an idea, obviously this is just demonstration for you guys. I had already tied up all these loose ends here. So I always like to leave a little bit because when it's going to go into the patterns and get glued, then you know everything stays together. So it's just like perfect. This one too. This is pretty much just for you guys to have an idea. Just giving you a little decor lesson here, you know. Of course, you wouldn't put all these leaves together, or then again, you might if you're doing something that has to do with big flowers or trees or bushes or whatever. Then you obviously would do something like that. So it gives it a nice outlook. Well, you people, thank you so much again. This is probably one of my very, very shortest videos. Thank you again, everybody, for the subscription, for the like and the share. And please stay tuned for the next uploads. And don't forget to hit that bell notification to be notified for the new uploads. Okay? Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.